Hunger in the cabin. The wind howled through the trees, rattling the loose boards of the cabin. Inside, a boy sat curled in the corner, his knees pulled to his chest. His small frame shivered beneath the thin blanket draped over his shoulders. Though it wasn't just from the cold, the fire in the stone hearth had long since died, leaving only the fading scent of burnt wood and something else, something metallic. He stared at the door, waiting, listening. His father had said he would be back. His mother had whispered that it wouldn't be long. That was 2 days ago, maybe 3. Time had started slipping, and the hunger gnawed at him like a living thing. At first, he had screamed for them, his voice bouncing off the cabin walls. Then he had pounded on the door, his tiny fists bruising against the unforgiving wood. But no one came, no one answered. They had left him here alone. Or maybe not alone. Strange sounds echoed in the night, rustling outside the walls, the faint crunch of snow underfoot. The first night, he thought it was the wind. The second, he knew better. Something moved out there, something watching. He had pressed his face against the frosted window pane, peering into the endless stretch of trees. The moon hung low, casting pale light over the clearing. The shadows seemed to twist and shift, forming something almost human, almost familiar. A shadow that stood too still. Eyes, he swore, gleamed back at him. He stopped looking after that. His stomach twisted, demanding to be filled. He had searched the cupboards, but his parents had taken everything with them. The only thing left was a half-eaten crust of bread he had found under the table. It hadn't helped. It only made the hunger worse, more insistent. His body ached with it, his hands trembling. His head felt light, dizzy. And then, the smell. It started faint, just a whisper in the air, curling through the room like a secret. Something rich, thick, sweet and heavy, like syrup warmed by the fire, made his mouth water, made his stomach clench so hard he nearly doubled over. He had smelled it before, once, long ago, when his mother had cooked something on the stove, something rare, something he wasn't supposed to have, but this scent was stronger, intoxicating. It called to him, begged him to follow. He rose on shaking legs, his bare feet silent against the wooden floor. The scent led him to the door, but he hesitated, his fingers brushing the old brass handle. He wasn't supposed to go outside. His parents had always told him so. The woods were dangerous, filled with things that whispered and lurked, things that would take him if he strayed too far. But they had left him. He turned the handle. The wind bit at his skin the moment he stepped outside. The trees loomed high, their branches twisting like grasping fingers against the night sky. Snow crunched beneath his feet as he moved forward, drawn by the scent, by the promise of something warm, something fulfilling. His breath came in short gasps, fogging the air around him. And then, he saw it. A shape in the snow. A dark, crumpled heap. His heart pounded as he stepped closer, his fingers twitching at his sides. The scent was overwhelming now, thick and suffocating. The heap shifted slightly, and a soft groan escaped from it. A man. He was barely moving, his face twisted in pain, his limbs half buried in the snow. His clothes were torn, dark stains spreading across the fabric. His eyes fluttered open, meeting the boy's gaze. Lips cracked, voice hoarse. "Help me!" The boy didn't move. His stomach clenched so violently he nearly whimpered. The scent was coming from the man, curling from his wounds like tendrils of smoke. The boy's vision blurred, his head swimming with hunger, with need. His hands trembled, fingers flexing, nails pressing against his palms. The man reached out, fingers brushing against the boy's ankle. A plea, a last grasp for life. The boy lunged. Teeth sank into flesh. Warmth flooded his mouth, thick and rich. The man screamed, but it barely registered over the roaring in the boy's ears. He tore, ripped, devoured, hands clutching, pulling, taking. The hunger was unbearable, an ache so deep it rattled his bones. He had never tasted anything so perfect, so right. The snow turned red. The screams faded. And the boy ate. Hours later, he stumbled back to the cabin, blood smeared across his chin, his hands, his chest. His stomach was full, blissfully full. He felt stronger, taller. His skin tingled, stretched too tight over growing limbs. His breath came heavy, deep, different. He touched his face, fingers running over sharp teeth, over a mouth too wide, a jaw that didn't quite feel like his own. Something was changing. The hunger was gone. But in its place, something new simmered beneath his skin. A power, a presence. A voice that was not his own whispering in his mind. More. He looked at his reflection in the broken mirror hanging above the fireplace. His eyes glowed faintly, unnatural. His fingers twitched, nails longer, darker, his body no longer that of a frail, starving boy. He grinned, and his teeth gleamed sharp in the firelight. More. A sound outside made his head snap toward the door. Footsteps, hesitant, approaching. His parents had returned. His grin widened, stomach growling despite its fullness. He could already smell them, the scent of skin and fear. They had left him here, abandoned him to die. But he wasn't dead, he was something else now. Something stronger. Something that no longer needed them. As the door creaked open, the boy licked his lips. Tonight, he would feast again. If you enjoyed this story and want more chills crawling down your spine, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow horror lovers. I've got more dark tales, twisted endings, and nightmares waiting just for you. Thanks for listening to The Shadows with me. Until next time, sleep tight.